There are moments in history when the world stops seeing titles, crowns, and ceremonies and begins to see something much more human. Behind the elegant appearances, the carefully planned speeches, and the endless expectations, there is often a young person trying to navigate a life that few could truly understand. And when it comes to Princess Leonor, certain moments have touched people around the world because they reveal something deeper. They pull at the heartstrings, framing her not simply as a future queen, but as a young woman carrying an immense burden, one she never chose, yet one she has accepted with remarkable grace. From the outside, royalty appears glamorous. Palaces, state banquets, beautiful dresses, international trips, but beneath that image lies a reality that can be incredibly lonely. For Princess Leonor, every smile is analyzed. Every gesture becomes news. Every word she speaks is studied. And every decision she makes carries consequences that most people her age never have to face. Unlike ordinary young adults, she cannot simply disappear from public view when life becomes overwhelming. She cannot make mistakes in private. She cannot experience freedom in the same way others can. And perhaps that is what makes so many people feel emotional whenever they see glimpses of her vulnerability. Because behind the crown stands a daughter, a sister, and a young woman trying to find her own identity while preparing for one of the greatest responsibilities imaginable. Those close to the royal family have often spoken about the enormous pressure that comes with being the heir to the throne. The expectations are endless, the responsibilities never stop, and the sacrifices begin long before the crown itself. While many young people spend their 20s discovering themselves, Princess Leonor has spent hers preparing to serve an entire nation. That kind of responsibility changes a person. It demands maturity beyond her years. And sometimes, that maturity comes at an emotional cost. One of the things that has moved people most is the quiet strength she displays. She rarely complains. She rarely reveals moments of weakness. Instead, she continues forward with dignity and determination. But strength does not mean the absence of fear. Strength does not mean the absence of sadness. And strength certainly does not mean life becomes easier. In fact, some of the strongest individuals are those who carry their burdens silently. And many believe Princess Leonor belongs to that category. There have been moments when cameras captured expressions that seemed to reveal more than words ever could. A brief look, a thoughtful pause, a smile that appeared mixed with emotion. These small moments remind people that royalty does not erase humanity. In many ways, they highlight it. Because no matter how privileged one's life may appear, emotional struggles do not disappear. Pressure does not disappear, loneliness does not disappear, and expectations can sometimes become overwhelming. What makes her journey particularly emotional is the knowledge that she inherited this path rather than choosing it. From the day she was born, her destiny had already been written. Her future was decided long before she could understand what it meant. Few people experience such a reality. Most individuals are free to dream, to change directions, and to make decisions based on personal desires. But for Princess Leonor, duty has always stood beside personal freedom. And balancing those two worlds is no easy task. Perhaps one of the greatest sources of strength in her life has been her family. King Felipe and Queen Letizia have consistently emphasized the importance of preparation, discipline, and responsibility. Yet behind their public roles, they are also parents. Parents who understand the weight their daughter carries. Parents who know that beyond the headlines and ceremonies stands a young woman facing extraordinary challenges. And like any parents, they undoubtedly worry. They worry about her happiness. They worry about her future. And they worry about the sacrifices that come with a life devoted to public service. Many observers have noticed the close bond between Leonor and her younger sister, Infanta Sofia. Their relationship often appears warm and genuine. Despite the unique circumstances surrounding their lives, they share something invaluable, a sisterly connection built on understanding. Because few people can truly understand the world they live in. And sometimes, having someone who understands without explanation can make all the difference. As Princess Leonor has grown older, her responsibilities have increased. Military training, official engagements, public speeches, international representation. Each new step brings her closer to the destiny that awaits. But it also brings greater expectations, greater scrutiny, and greater pressure. Yet despite all of this, she continues to carry herself with remarkable composure. That quiet resilience has become one of her defining qualities. People admire her not because she is perfect, but because she appears deeply human. Because beneath the formality and traditions, they recognize emotions that everyone understands. Uncertainty, responsibility, sacrifice, hope, and the desire to make loved ones proud. These are emotions shared by millions around the world. Perhaps that is why certain images and moments involving Princess Leonor resonate so deeply. They remind people that even those born into extraordinary circumstances experience ordinary emotions. They feel fear, they experience sadness, they face moments of doubt, and they carry burdens invisible to others. In today's world, where appearances often dominate public perception, moments of vulnerability have a unique power. They remind us that true strength is not about appearing invincible. It is about continuing despite the weight one carries. And in that sense, Princess Leonor's story speaks to something universal. Because everyone, in one way or another, carries responsibilities. Everyone faces expectations. Everyone knows what it feels like to shoulder burdens that others cannot fully see. Perhaps that is why these moments touch the hearts of so many. Because they transform the image of a royal figure into something much more relatable. Not simply a princess, not merely a future queen, but a young woman navigating immense responsibility while trying to remain true to herself. And perhaps that is her greatest challenge. To fulfill the expectations of history without losing the person she truly is. As the years pass, the world will continue to watch her journey. There will be triumphs, there will be challenges, and there will undoubtedly be moments of sacrifice. But if there is one thing that has become increasingly clear, it is that Princess Leonor's story is about far more than royalty. It is about courage, it is about duty, and above all, it is about the human heart. Because behind every title lies a person. Behind every responsibility lies a sacrifice. And behind every crown lies someone who, despite extraordinary circumstances, still experiences the same hopes, fears, and emotions that unite us all. And perhaps that is why these moments pull so deeply at the heartstrings. Because they remind us that before she is a queen in waiting, before she is a symbol of tradition, before she is a member of royalty, she is, above all else, a young woman carrying an immense burden, and doing so with a quiet strength that continues to move